A moment of clarity often occurs during or after a painful situation, such as a near-death experience, trauma, and feeling a loss. When you experience these realizations, you can't ignore them because they hold the answers you're looking for. This podcast will discuss those answers. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to another episode of Moment of Clarity. It's your host, Cito Blanqui. Don't ever miss a motherfucking free throw, live and direct. I got now, okay, who got next? And most of the time when I have people on the show, I always say, like, you know, they have to warm up and introduce themselves, but there's very few people that I know that have like a better intro, or I know that could talk their shit just as well as me. And the person to the left of me is that person. Like, the amount of times and moments that I've consciously just had to laugh at this man, just spontaneous, just level of just ambiguous humor. It's just, but he's just not that. He has many different roles, pause. He has many different faces, pause. But I don't know, like, am I like? Nah, just introduce yourself to the people, man.
Man, listen, it is me. I mean, that was a wonderful intro, though. I'm not gonna lie. When you start off, I'm like, damn, this man is really good at this shit, man. See through the motherfucking. I'm like, damn, Jesus Christ. But you know, it's me, man. The Dawn of Dawns, Himalaya player, Jackrabbit Stallion. You know, dark skin savior. Your boy Stifler. So you know, man, that was a beautiful intro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I give you that. I can't compete with that one right now, but that one was fire, man. It was fire.
Matter of fact. And I feel like I was around for this. How did you get the dark skin savior? Like, how did you get the...
So, like...
Because you invented the brown skin niggas. I know that. I know you invented... You gotta watch out for the brown skin niggas.
Yo, I'm gonna be so honest with you, right?
Uh-huh.
So, this is the funniest thing about it all. All right. So, back in my younger age, my younger days... I was like rapping, like real talk, right? You know what I'm saying?
And I ain't gonna lie, you had a couple 16s that's just a...
Nah. Sometimes I look back like, damn, man, what the fuck was that? I mean, shit.
Nah.
But, so around the time, as we was rapping or whatever the case may be, my boy J Tips actually was rapping as well.
Uh-huh.
And at the time being, he was, I think, you know, call himself Uptown Savior.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, yo, that's pretty cool, you feel me? But you know me, being dark skinned, I'm like, you know, I'm doing something that like he's doing as well, but I'm doing it for my complexion, for my peoples, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, yo, the dark skinned savior, man, like I'm actually bringing us back into relevancy, yo. You know what I'm saying?
So when would you say was the light skin era? Like when light skinned niggas was untouchable, like the Al B. Shore, like we were talking about like Aiden, like Nino, like.
Listen, I'm gonna be so honest with you. I keep telling people this all the time. Back in my middle school age, so that's probably like, let's say 2000.
No, that's middle school, or like 2000, 2004.
Yeah,
2004.
Yeah.
In that range.
Yeah,
so like 05.
Yeah,
so we'll say 99 to like 05 just to make it safe.
Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And like these motherfucking light-skinned niggas, the B2Ks, the motherfucking goddamn...
I remember, I had a bar about that. I was talking about like these light-skinned niggas like Joel Santana and shit.
Yeah.
Like, yo, light-skinned niggas walk around bandanas and all that.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I could understand. I'm like, they got it good, man. The woman is lining up for these dudes, you know what I'm saying to you? And like, for me, it was like, to be dark-skinned was like frowned upon. Like the only way you was gonna get females if you was dark-skinned around that time is you had to be a gang member. You know what I'm saying? You're like a gangster. Like in my generation, my little young age, that's the only thing they cared about. You know what I'm saying?
I had to release some of that trauma as I got older. Because I realized like when you younger, you have that whole image of like, yo, you either gotta be the wild dude, getting crazy money, you was like mad talented, like you was dropping bars, or you was some light-skinned Chris Brown, B2K, Joel Santana type dude. And it's like, as I got older, I had to realize like, yo, like, you're still trying to fit this image of what middle school and high school they cared about when there's different standards as a grown man.
Yo, and I'm gonna touch base on that even as well. The funny thing about it was I was saying to myself, I'm like, man, because I kind of figured out, like, and this is the funny thing that I'm dealing with, right?
Yeah.
Is where it's like, all right, so that middle school experience shaped me, like, gave me like real impact, right?
Yeah, 100%.
To where I had to feel like I had to become confident in myself. You know what I'm saying? And kind of like be like more of a brashy, not give a shit kind of individual. You know what I mean? And I realized like that and trying to like be in like a relationship probably don't really go together. You know what I'm saying? Ian?
All right, got you.
Right? Because like, how can I say it? They see me as one way, and like I kind of am that way. I'm not gonna lie, but I also do have more to me, and to give them more, I kind of be like a little because of the shit.
So basically, okay, I'll take it as this: you've created a persona that a certain energy that is true of you.
Of course.
You created a persona that's not fake. It's a part of you, but it's not the only version of you.
Of course.
And in that persona, it's almost kind of like survival of the fittest, where you feel like I have to create a persona where I feel like I could be appeasing to women in this environment that I'm in. But then once I get to connect to them and vibe with them, they want a different version of me or to see the other sides.
Of course.
But it's not as easy to open that up because it's more personable. It's more vulnerable. It's more...
And in a sense, Stifler was built in defense of them. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So like what I could say in a sense is like, because of, you know what I mean, these females want to clown me because I'm dark skin or whatever the case is. So I have to be this brashy, not give a shit, dark skin nigga that just don't care and come off as a player. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was made so that I could protect what I really am. Not saying that I'm not Stifler like that. That's
a version of you, but
yeah.
So do you feel like, and you touched on something right now that's real. Do you feel like so many men still walk around with the version of themselves that they had to create to protect them from, I guess, the heartache or the heartbreak, or to protect them from the women that didn't see them as desirable?
Of course, man. We living in New York City, man. I feel like just living in New York City itself is like a jungle. So you have to develop this hardened type of like mentality, whatever the mentality is that they're developing. You got some people that from a young age, they just realize that they got to be gangsters. They got to be thugs, right? You got some people that realize that, you know, they probably just got to go out there and just start selling drugs and things of that nature. And for me, it's no knock to them. But as I got older, and the fact that I actually went to school and I actually broadened my intelligence. Yeah, I realized that there's really not. There is no. If there's no growth, then there is no sense of really living. You get what I'm saying?
No, that's real. That's real. I completely agree with you.
So for me, it's like I'm not gonna always stay the same, and I was always stuck on. Because I saw so many people change in life, I was always stuck on staying the same still. I didn't want to ever be a sucker nigga. You get what I'm saying?
All of a sudden you doing this, you doing that.
Exactly.
I think that's one of the most difficult things that we don't talk about enough. Like growing up in the areas that we grew up in. Not saying that we was the most gangster niggas, but we was around it enough.
Of course.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that man's move work, but we was around it enough.
Of course.
And I think I remember like it was a clear clarity, a very big moment of clarity for me was like when niggas like, yo, there's gangster niggas, then there's street niggas, then there's niggas that know about the streets. You know what I'm saying? Now, at one point in time in my life, I'll say I was a street nigga in the sense of like, yo, if I got off of work, I went to the block. Niggas, you know what I'm saying? You rolling dice, you smoking, like you seeing like shit pulling up. Like, yo, when certain shit happen on the block, everybody hear about it. When certain niggas is ops, you like, all right, don't go here, don't go there. And then there's moments in time I was just a nigga that knew about the streets where it's like, I'm not on the block every day. I've expanded, done other things, but I'm still, my ear is still to what's going on. But there's certain things you develop in those spaces that you can't take with you to the world. And at times, it looks like you switched up. And I'm not even going to talk about the money aspect or like with the friends, but even at times with women, like there's certain women that we speak to a certain way in our neighborhoods, but we wouldn't speak to women in different states like that. You know what I'm saying? Or in different tax brackets like that. And is that fair? Like, I'm saying, like, is it fair? Like, that we give, like, is it messed up that we give certain hood girls a version of us that we won't give to, like, quote unquote, a Sadiddy Valley girl or a middle class girl? You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know, but to be honest with you, it's because of what we assume that they like. Okay. Right? So, like, to us, like, we gonna think, like, I'm gonna keep it on the eye. I can't say about anybody else. But for me, I'm gonna be like, man, she want to see diamonds, she want to see gold, she want to see me sag my pants, she want to see me talk that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go out there and talk that bullshit.
Cause that's what you think she want to hear.
That's what she want to hear 9 times out of 10. That's a female from the hood, right? If I was to talk to a woman that I see in a professional setting, I'm gonna go up there and actually try to, like, you know what I mean, talk to her and show that I'm smart. I'm not no dumb nigga. You know what I'm saying to you? I could actually hold a conversation and talk about the sky, the moon. You know what I mean, and all them other things,
which is real.
So it and the funny thing about it is, for me, I try to like if I like a female, of course, you know, if I like you and I'm trying to build with you, you're gonna then see that other side to me, of course. You know what I'm saying?
But how long you think it take to get there? Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna say it's a time thing. Sometimes it's an experience thing. Sometimes it's just somebody connecting to like that human side of you that you feel like you can like. Because I hear women all the time talk about like, damn, like it's like why men don't open up, or it's difficult to break down niggas' walls, or like to understand like what they really going through. Like
you want to know? I'm to be so honest with you, big dog, right? I if I'm on the phone with you, I'm already like scoping you out on convo. It's already in effect. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, so you a phone nigga. You're not like the texting voice notes. Like
I actually am a texting nigga now.
Okay,
like I developed to just become like, and I think that's probably what's fucking up my love life now too. I'm not really picking up the phone to call nobody.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
And I think that's because like, I don't know. I be feeling like, all right, so keep it 100, not to even go off track, but
no, we here with it.
I be feeling like, man, these females got so many options.
Which
shit,
is true.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
Which is true.
And like, I'm really like when I was like 20, you know what I'm saying? I could sit there and play them games and text and this, that, and the third. And
you feel like you got time to waste.
Yeah, you feel me? At this point in time, I'm not sitting there to compete with another guy for your time. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
And a lot of these women don't make me feel assured that they are only talking to me, or that I'm the only one, or that I should be putting my all into them. You know,
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Because right now, sitting on that phone and it's giving you something. I'm learning now that I may have to like just really just fall back and just keep it at text message, because maybe I
feel like phone calls are very personable. Like to me, I'm heavy on the voice notes or FaceTime, because like if I really fuck with you, I want you to feel my energy. I want you to hear. And honestly, yo, we sarcastic pricks, like especially like not just being from New York, but in the generation we live, like growing up on the internet.
Of course.
Like certain things could come off a certain way. Like to be honest with you, I just got comfortable with the sounds good. Like to me, when I hear sounds good, I think somebody being sarcastic. I think they being a dickhead. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but the amount of women that's just like, okay, cool, like, all right, sounds good. And like, I had to realize that, hold on, their sounds good is not the sound good that I'm used to.
That's a fact.
And so I feel like with me, so many times text messages get shit confused. That's why I like, let me call. Like, I'd rather call. Like, the amount of situations I've been in with women where like, yo, we go on a date, yo, they like, let's talk. They heated. And I'm like, yo, what? I'm like, that text message didn't mean that. This didn't mean that. And what makes it worse is that not just you thought it was that, you spent 3 hours of your life thinking that I tried to throw a jab at you. Or you spent 3 hours of your life thinking that I feel a way about something. And understand the energy, you can't just release that.
Of course.
Like, we're not going to just, that's not what I meant, and then you're going to be fine. Like, you're going to necessarily internalize that.
Of course.
So, one of the biggest things that I've learned, or like a big moment of clarity for me, is like coaching in the moment. Okay. Like, yo, if you in a space with a shorty, or you in a space just in life, like, try to understand in that moment, if I can, like, clear out all the lines and make sure everything is like copacetic, we have clarity, then I want to do that. Because if not, it's going to come off a certain way.
No, you know, to be so honest with you, honesty for me is really starting to be one of the best things. And it's funny because when you like, at least like I said, I'm gonna keep everything on the eye. I can't speak for nobody else. But when you are trying to be a player, or when you are playing this game, you feel what I'm saying? The truth is the furthest thing from what you're thinking about. You feel what I'm saying? Or honesty is the furthest thing of what you're really thinking about.
All right, hold on. Let's stay here before you go to it. Because there's levels to that player shit. Because I know certain players that keep it all the way a stack.
That's 1,000.
Yeah.
I'm talking
And-
more so a younger player.
Got you. Okay, when you're younger, okay.
I wasn't more so talking about one that says, you know what, I know what I bring to the table. I don't.
I know. I ain't saying. I lied before.
I'm kind of at that point in myself.
No,
if I'm going to play those games, I'm gonna be like, listen, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
You know
No.
what I'm saying?
I've lied before. I've been the dude that's like, yo, it's not. I've lied before. Like I've lied to shorties before at a certain age because I thought at one point in time I thought lying was just game. I thought that was
what I'm trying to
I
show
thought
you.
that shit
You
was
know
just
what I'm
like, man, I'm gonna tell a little white lie. It ain't gonna hurt nobody. But then, yo,
I'm gonna speak them lyrics. You know,
Yeah,
at the
I'm
end of the day, whatever sounds good.
yeah, I'm gonna chat this shit all the way up and like, yo, let's see what her viewpoint is, what her thought process is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that was where I was like, that's what I said. For me, the furthest thing was the honesty was the furthest thing from what I was looking for. You know what I'm saying, or willing to give.
Yeah.
But now, like I said, at my age now, and feeling like, you know, why I play these young games is like I grew from all that. Like I don't gotta sit there and lie to you. I'm gonna tell you the truth. If I feel a way about something, I'm gonna say that. You know what I mean? 9 times out of 10, probably before I wouldn't say that. I would probably just move different towards you. Now I'm just gonna say what it is and not hold it back. You know, but it is what it is.
So, do you feel like women can handle the truth? Because I feel like
They cannot handle the truth. They want, but you know, the funny thing is, the question I want to ask you is, can anybody handle the truth?
no.
Yeah, you see?
I don't feel like anybody can handle.
A hurtful
Matter of
truth?
fact, sometimes the truth isn't given in a hurtful way. But because certain people live in their dream world, that may crack their matrix, and now they're internally hurt by it.
Of course.
And I think that part is very difficult because people can only handle the truth of the world when they can handle the truth within themselves and understand that, like, yo, on the day, like, we all fuck up, we all have issues, we all play a part in this reality that we call life. Because believe it or not, we all self-made, but only the rich admit it. Like, that's one of my favorite quotes. Like, everybody, like, your life and how you live right now is all based upon your decisions. Don't get me wrong, people done did certain things, but at the end of the day, you chose to live this life.
Of course.
And we all got to take responsibility for that. And I think, like, when shit started to change for me is when I realized that, like, all right, fuck. Shorty bugging right now. Shorty moving real wacky. But how much of this moving wacky has something to do with me lying? Or how much of her moving wacky has something to do with her own trauma? Because, like, if 100% of her moving wacky, 40% of it is me.
Okay.
If I take that 40 out, now it's a different conversation. Now, because she could bank it. She'll eliminate the 60 that has to do with her traumas, her issue with her mom, whatever the case might be, whatever she got to deal with, and then put it on me because I lied or did something else. So you're right. Most people can't handle their truth, but if we stop lying to them, if they handle their own truth, then maybe they can handle the world's truth.
No, of course. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, women live in a delusional world. Sometimes I'm not. Let me not.
Some
say,
women. Let's not generalize.
You know, let me take that back before I get chastised and get.
Some women live in a delusional
I'm gonna
world.
say some women.
Yeah.
Let me take all that back. Some women live in a delusional world.
Yeah.
And some women are mostly based. Their decisions is based off emotions, which may really go against reality.
Yeah.
And ration at the time. You know what I'm saying? So yes, understanding the truth of the world will definitely help them go much further and actually accept the truth that, you know, could be given from genders.
All right, so do you feel like? So what does love really look like today, in the sense of, like, because one of my closest friends, she always says this, and it opened my eyes to this. Not that women don't understand logic, is that they've accepted the logic already. And they understand it. But if they don't allow their emotions to actually feel, then they're almost robbing themselves of humanity. So it's kind of like they'll be like, no, I understand that you're not my man. I understand that we're not in a relationship. But regardless of the fact, my feelings are this. And I feel like sometimes as men, we rob ourselves of humanity because we'll be like, yo, you're not my girl. But deep down inside, like, you really fuck with her. You know what I'm saying? So simply because you're not my girl, I can't feel this. Simply because, yo, you're not my this, I can't give you that emotion. When I feel like they don't feel that way. Like, so almost to a sense, like, I think we're prisoners to our logic.
I'm gonna say this, right? So, like, I was pressed, right, by a female
What do you mean by press? Like she
she pressed me like
no, like in person on social media, like
no, over the phone.
Okay, over the phone, gotcha.
She pressed me, right?
Yeah.
You feel me? And she was like, "Yo, how come I didn't get a Valentine's Day present?" You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie, we was talking about this shit last week.
And you know, it was a whole lot of things that was going on, right? Mm-hmm. But like one of the situations was that like I had asked, I'm like, Valentine's Day came around and we spoke, like, you feel me? You didn't say nothing, like, you feel me?
Yeah.
And she was like, I don't really know because, like, I'm not your girl or anything like that. So, like, I don't really know if I'm supposed to be mad or
just,
you know, but I definitely was disappointed. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm there, like, but that was kind of somewhat of a logic in my head, too, is that, like, with a lot of things in regards to the situation was that I can't be mad about anything because I'm not a man.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? So, and it kind of does fuck up the vibe.
It does because because even though they know where they stand, or y'all both know what the situation is, it fucks it up because now it's like, I understood we was that, but I thought that we could at least get this. You know what I'm saying? It's like
I understand where we at, but I thought we could have get here. You know what I'm saying?
And it's like now it's like you kind of gotta either you move the boundaries or you kind of go to Home Depot get some 2x4s. You double down on them bitches. Like no. These boundaries is right here.
Yeah.
And but the fucked up part about it is, and I'll say this, I'll take accountability as a man. There's moments in time when she giving you girlfriend pussy. And there's moments in time that she giving you that extra call you ate today, that extra shit. And we don't sit there and check them on that. We don't say, yo, chill, you giving me just a little bit too much. I can't give you that. But when they kind of want the reciprocation, we'll sit there and be like, whoa. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, and I'll say, I've done that. And honestly, I'm not saying I'm gonna stop neither, but
I smirk. I smirk.
No, that's though.
Nah, I smirk because like no cap, it was something that was brought. Was like, yo, you know what I mean? You gotta like pick up the phone a little bit more. Remember, I kept telling you, I don't call. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, man. It's just like. I would be a liar nigga if I was to say I don't think about the person at times, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. To where I'd be like, damn, no hit up. Like, you know what I mean? And at that moment, I should take the initiative.
But you don't. Right? Why? Because of logic?
Because I am so much in my head, right?
No, but that's logic.
Yeah, right? I'm telling you, honest.
Yeah,
It's like, if she wanted to speak with me, she would have hit me up. So it's like, she obviously don't want to talk.
See, but that's the problem with the generation. Nigga.
No, I get you. So you asked me, how does relationship look?
Yeah, how does it look? And
I'm going to tell you, for me, at least, and it's not for me, but I'm saying what I think relationship is going to look like. It's just cheating. It's just a whole lot of cheating.
Hold on. So you feel like monogamy cannot exist?
In this generation and beyond, no.
So do you feel like, so you okay with your girlfriend fucking somebody else?
No, I'm not okay with that. What I'm trying to say to you is this.
Mm-hmm.
Is that throughout this relationship or building this relationship to eventually become one or get married or whatever.
Okay. If you believe in marriage.
Yeah, believe in marriage or however you want.
Or life partner, build a family, whatever you want.
About it.
Yeah.
There is going to be a moment in that situation where either you or your partner will cheat.
That's not 100% of a fact. It's not, but I get what you're saying.
Yes, it's not. I'm not a recorder. I've never recorded every relationship in life.
I get what you're saying.
But what I'm stating is, right? There is so many options in today's world, right? There's so many access to so much stuff.
Which is a fact. Gluttony is a real thing, though.
That's true. But what I want to also say is that I've learned that in disputes or in any kind of confusion within the relationship, right? Either the man or the woman will get angry, right?
Yeah.
There is 9 times out of 10, the individuals that's involved in a relationship don't really know how to communicate with one another.
Okay, which is true.
Right?
Which is true.
And But through the lack of communication, they then go and divulge in relapse behavior.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? Singles behavior.
No, 100%. I was actually talking to Tips the other day. We saying when we get mad or we get in our bag or we get emotional, we resort back to our thought process and our actions of when we were hurt.
Of course.
And we don't resort or live in our growth. And that's an issue where it's like, I feel the way I'm hurt now. I do it. I'll go talk to a girl or try to go catch some neck or do something like that. And it's like, instead of sitting there communicating and understand like, yo, you made some growth in this situation. You did it with intention and it didn't work out. Now, what do you have to work on to eventually go to get this to work? You more just go back to what it is, which is hustling backwards, to be honest.
You see, so what I'm stating is, I'm not going to say that your husband is going to be in a faithful side chick relationship. Yeah. I'm not stating that your wife going to be or your girl's going to be in a faithful side nigga relationship. What I'm stating is that there's going to be a moment in which a relapse of behavior, you know what I'm saying to you, may occur, and hopefully, because I'm not saying at all. There is some people that know how to communicate with each other. You know what I'm saying to you?
Well, I'll say a relapse of emotion that can lead to behavior.
Yes.
Because I feel like people do have the emotion, but sometimes it does lead to behavior.
Yes. Yes. And that's true too. Just like, you know, you might told yourself you're not gonna curse no more, but that slight little moment you got anger, you end up cursing. You know what I'm saying?
Or you say something else like you were saying curse.
Yeah, you feel me? Yeah. Or you just probably speak in your head. But either way, either way,
the energy is formed, but you may not necessarily put the energy into something.
Understandable.
Yeah.
So, you know, like I said, so for me, I don't want to sound pessimistic, you know what I'm saying, and just throwing shit out there and making people think I'm a negative.
No, it's not. Nigga, we all know the world we live in.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to look at it from the viewpoint. I don't want to be delusional. You know what I'm saying?
True, but okay. So my question is, do you feel like we have way more options and accessibility to things, or do you feel like we're just in a time of lack of discipline? Because, like, I remember like Sinbad had his interview on Breakfast Club, and he was sitting there talking like, yo. Like, yeah, like, niggas be talking about she fire, she look good. And he's like, all right, cool, what else? He's like, there's always been fire-looking women. Like, no lie, I seen a picture of Felicia Rashad the other day that's, Bill Cosby's wife in the Cosby Show. And I seen her at the age when, like, she was tings. Like, I was like, yo, whoa. And I'm like, yo, there's been beautiful women forever.
Of course.
But do we necessarily lack the discipline to understand what it takes to, like, build now? Like...
I'm gonna say at a young age, of course we gonna lack that.
No, but I'm talking about now. Yeah, even now.
But now,
like now when we saying now, we saying like I'll say 28 to the like your mid 30s in that space of like what does that look like?
I will tell you right now, hell yeah. Okay. I think we're just now getting out of that phase to where we was wild and out of control.
100%.
You know what I mean?
We just getting out of that middle school, I gotta be better than Joel's and Chris Brown's and the
exactly. So it's gonna take a little bit of time to actually develop that situation. Right? Because I sit there and I'll be like I had this conversation with a girl the other day, and I'm like, you know, is it bad if a nigga looks at another female? You know what I'm saying to you? And I realize, because like we're all human, and I be trying to tell people this. There's really, to me, aside for the body parts of a man and a woman, there's really no difference, right? And
which is a very valid point. A lot of men don't come to that
because they, you know, like I said, some niggas they just don't know, and they want to stay stuck. Like I get that there's a war on man versus woman right now, where
there's a gender war for sure.
Yeah, gender war where you know you can see on the Justin LeBoy show
and
whatever.
Everything is back and forth.
Yeah. You know what I'm
Matter
saying?
of fact, not even just that. I'll say the war against divine masculine versus divine feminine. Because I even see that in the LGBTQ community, where it's kind of like it's not even just the gender, quote unquote, man and woman. Like it's just the certain energies versus the energies of war.
Yeah, and I get it, whatever, right? But like my thing is like, at the end of the day, when you sit there and really think about where we're heading and the relationship that we're trying to build, none of those things could really like.
So when you're in a space where it's kind of like you realize that, like me personally, I feel like my social media persona doesn't fit. Like I'll keep it funky. We on Moment of Clarity. I got Cito, I got Donnie, I got Donovan. Donovan, my government name, only my mom, and girls that want to feel possession over me, call me by my government name. Most niggas gonna call me Donnie. Niggas know that Cito is that wild dude or the poet or the state on stage. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we also like I see women create these alter personalities. Like they create these different versions of themselves. Like we grew up in a Jamaican culture, so like we know the certain girls that got like that pasa energy. Like when they in the party and them are quintuple, you know, I'm dancing and all that. Like that's not gonna be the girl that goes and studies. You know what I'm saying? That's not gonna be the girl that like you embody a certain energy with different names.
Of course.
So like, do you feel like having like alter egos or having split personalities to a certain extent is a good thing, or do you feel like is it just switching gears, or can it make us? Is that what's causing the delusion?
That's a good ass question, right? Because you know, some people really is really caught up in this other side of them that lives this delusional life that is not really progressive in reality. You get what I'm saying? Or who they are in reality, right?
That's a fact. Yeah.
But what I was going to say was that, like, for me, you know, I could only speak on myself. Being able to still be that wild dude in the party and still find time to go home and study and read my books and shit of that nature was what kind of like helped me. Cause like I feel like every environment brought a different person out of me. You know what I'm saying to you?
Yes, okay.
So in a sense, I was a chameleon. You know, I just went with whatever the scenery around me asks for. You get what I'm saying?
Copy. But in that, do you feel like you were true to yourself? Like, because don't get me wrong, I'll say I've done that. I've been a chameleon into environments just to adjust, just to kind of cope, so I didn't have to. Like, I'm kind of on airplane mode, where it's kind of like, yo, I'm gonna just do this real quick, so so I can vibe. But really and truly, my mind is somewhere else. But if I don't start dancing, y'all niggas gonna look at me like, what's wrong with me? So I'd rather just dance. Y'all niggas just leave me alone.
You know, in that kind of moment in which you're trying to change your emotion for your surroundings, I never really try to change my emotions. I try to change how I view things. Okay. Which then changed my emotions.
Gotcha.
In a sense,
okay.
Right?
Gotcha. You went to the source of it.
Yeah. You feel me? And like, for instance, like, I definitely do think, yes, trying to be something that you're not is there's nothing that's progressive about that.
Whatsoever.
100%.
I get that. I agree with that.
But being put in a new situation and you succeed or you are able to adapt to your environment, I feel like that is a part of you.
No, 100%.
And I feel like it just showed you that there's more that you still is able to develop or find out about yourself.
That's facts.
You know, because like for me, if I'm just in the hood, I don't really know what else I'm capable of because the hood is only asking for one kind of thing.
One version of you.
You get what I'm saying?
100%. That's real.
So let me say pause because you know Jamaicans will definitely
neighborhood, like, community or
you know how that goes.
Streets them, whatever you want to you
know how they get it up, right? Feds and all them other things. So but yes.
So in that aspect, the more environments, just basically in the more environments that we go to, the more we get to learn about ourselves.
Yes.
And as we learn about ourselves, we realize what we may need that's going to help us to get us where we need to go. And the certain things that we have that may no longer be resourceful. One of the conversations we was having off camera that was real was just kind of like, yo, just because I'm standing on the couch don't mean I don't got a 401k. You know what I'm saying? As a big man, like when I get money, I know like I gotta set money aside because I'm gonna fuck some money up. Like it's like, yo, like I'm like you kind of being realistic to understand you're gonna fuck money up. Because if you don't put the money aside, you're gonna end up fucking up more money than you thought you was going to. And at moments in times that made me feel like, are you being irresponsible? That means you're not locked in your goals. You're not trying to acquire black excellence. But then another part of me is just realizing like, nah, like you just know how this shit go. Like at the end of the day, like I'm gonna keep it funky with you. When I touch an M, there's gonna be some nigga shit I do that I don't care what nobody tell me. Like you feel me? Like when I touch an M, there's certain things that I just gotta do. And you can label it what you want, but it doesn't. I don't feel like it should take away from somebody's sophistication or take away from just like the overall value.
Like yo, Tupac had this famous quote, which is one of my favorite things I always listen to. He's like, yo, I'm gonna fuck bitches because that's what niggas do. I'm gonna smoke weed because that's what niggas do. I'm gonna buy a Benz because that's what niggas do, right? And like, listen to me. We all speak that hypothetical, logical shit, right?
Yeah.
Which is good. Which lets you know that at least you're in a good space of thinking, right?
Yeah, 100%.
But like, let's be honest, man. For people that really didn't have certain things,
You gonna wanna
when you finally get that,
you're
gonna want to go and show that. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's a fact. But I guess the slight adjustment I've tried to make is like when I go fuck that money up, I try to make sure I fuck it up in my community. Or I try to like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm going to go do some shit, hopefully I'm buying bottles in a black club. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to go buy some clothes, hopefully I'm buying that shit from a black designer. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to buy some other shit. I'm going to buy some of the European shit. I'm going to buy some of the shit from London. But I think it's important to, it's more of just shifting the gear and just like, how do we be real with ourselves? Because I see all these memes on everybody's timeline about growing and being better and not being toxic. But then and we're going to talk about this too. Like you were just on a Clubhouse and I'm just kind of like, yo, bro, I ain't know Clubhouse was still Clubhousing. But then you start to hear certain things like, yo, people's outside. Like everybody on the internet is one thing, but you go back outside, you see something else. It's kind of like the same girls like, I'm a heal and grow. But then your mans, you can see them post it. But then when your mans leave the club, like he gonna go link the same girl that she threw a whole tweet up about like, I'm relinquishing this energy for my 2022. And I'm not judging anybody, but it's kind of like back to the space of what version of us is accepting the bad and what version of us is allowing us to grow. Like you there, like so are you is it like what's the proper term to call what your degree and everything?
Well, I got my master's in mental health counseling.
Okay,
right?
Got you.
I am a therapist in a sense.
Yes.
And even the funny thing about that, right, is like this, right? One thing I've learned in just talking with people throughout all different races and ages and
walks
all
of life.
Walks of life, right? Yeah. That everybody's story, even if their background may be similar, everybody's story is different, right?
Yeah.
And how you talk to everybody is different. How you interact with them is different. How you help them to get to identify certain triggers in their life is different, right? And like for to answer your question about which side, and like I said, I could.
Nah, only for you.
And I only speak on me, right? Because
that's all you can do. Because you living in your truth.
Yeah, right.
That's it.
The side of me that accepts the failures of what's going on is my overall self, right? Okay. Is that when I do go home at the end of the night and at the end of the day and I think about what I didn't accomplish, right? I always remind myself I can't put it on nobody else.
That's real.
You feel me? What I didn't accomplish was because what I didn't accomplish, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I seek to always want to grow for my own personal self too as well, right? So it's like I always feel like this. Anybody who could take the wins and the just as much as they take their losses is going to be set up to actually succeed in life, right? I've seen a lot of people, right? And this is why for me, like we was talking a little bit about social media, and I'll get into that or whatever, right? Like I've been so caught up on just my life that like being social media savvy or doing what sometimes some of the social media people do, which is only show the good, is something that I don't really care to do or really truly feel 100% connected with. I show my bad moments probably more than I show my good moments. To a point, people probably think I'm probably cursed. You get what I'm saying?
Not
right?
for you.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's nothing to me. You get what I'm saying to you? Because at the end of the day, I don't ever want to ever give off that false image that I have it made or that I have this whole life figured out. Because I really don't. Every day there's something new I'm learning. I'm telling you this right now. You feel me? And it's to the point where it really makes me even question everything I've already learned.
But in that aspect, I think that's what you call a moment of clarity. That's what living in clarity is like the quote I'll say to the day I die, like the man that knows everything is the man that knows nothing at all.
Exactly.
But the fact that you're willing to understand and comprehend and try to figure out what life can be or is excited about what life is going to be moving forward is amazing. I say it all the time. Certain people like a period of their life and they live that part forever. Like they get to a stage of growth and like, yo, they live it forever. It happened to me. Like I got to a stage where a book came out. I'm growing, I'm evolving. Like I think it was a time like skin glowing. Like I feel like family was good. Everything happens. And then like, yo, you stay in that space and live a little bit. And then you'll stop and look. And like before you know, you taking L's. Like, you know what I'm saying? That level of growth you was on, like you need a new update now. Like an iPhone. Like your healing can't stop. You got to update that shit like every season eventually. And then if not, you fall behind. Before you know it, you taking L's, people's dying, people's getting sick, money not the same. And then now you find yourself in a space of like, yo, like, do you stop? You kind of have to go back to these alter egos just to kind of deal with some of it.
And that's where I was at probably like 2 years ago, right? Where I was sitting down just thinking to myself of like battling the you said something earlier, right? And I'm gonna touch a little bit based on it for myself. I have two type of it's not just two types, there's plenty more, but to me it's either a hood dude or a street dude, right?
Gotcha.
And to me the difference, they all come from our community, right? They all come from our community, right? But like for me, like the street dude is the one that's actually out there in the streets and playing them games and, you know, shooting up the blocks and doing all that, spinning and all that extra shit, right? And a hood dude is a dude that has knowledge of all that happens with the streets and whatnot, and because he was clearly born in this same environment as a street person. He's not. There's no way that he's not going to know these things.
You got to know your environment.
You know. But he decides that, you know what, I'm not going to play in the streets. You get what I'm saying to you? But I'm still a hood individual.
Yeah, like it's still...
And like, for me, right, there was a time where I was sitting down and like, I had to sit to myself like, yo, all the stuff that I'm working for, like, I felt like this energy was trying to draw me into playing and tricking myself into doing something that I'm not necessarily built for. I would say that, right? Putting me in a situation to where I was going to have to graduate from a hood dude to a street dude. You get what I'm saying to you?
Like you saying.
And it was like, is that really worth it, right?
You feel like sometimes your energy doesn't align with that.
Yeah.
Even though it's not about you saying, can I do this or not do this? It's more of like, do I really want to become this person? Because I know once I become this person, I can't come
There
back.
is no turning back.
And I think that's something that it's been difficult just growing up in general. Cause I've seen friends go through stuff with people that's really about that life. And it's not that my friends aren't about that life. It's simply once I turn this corner, I can't come back.
And I know, like, the mindset would have to be, I am completely engaged in this life forever. You get what I'm saying?
100%.
And my peace my happiness I will not be happy. I would never, you know what I'm saying? Just being honest, I would never be happy.
No.
And I live to try to find my happiness. I live to try to be happy. I don't want to live in like kind of space. You know what I'm saying?
The irony is that like 80% of communication is nonverbal. So I think that's so important of just kind of expressing what that is. Like I remember like I wanted something like just to when I relinquish certain energy out of my body, I realized how tense I walked and how much I carried certain things. And like I said this before too, like yo, I remember walking around like my jaw used to be tight. Like yo, bro, like you used to have to, like you really have to have this energy of just like yo, ain't nobody gonna fuck with me. Don't leave me alone. Don't try to stop me. Don't ask me like yo, can I borrow your phone? Can I ride your bike? Like there's a lot of trauma of just growing up in that shit. And it's like where like I would specifically say this for black men that have grown up in urban areas, like sometimes these traits we never relinquish them, and it's affecting us to love. It's affecting us to communicate, to comprehend, to be with these women. But the tough part is like, eventually, when does it stop? Eventually, they can acknowledge it and know it, but where and when do we do that growth?
And the funny thing about it is like, I was just telling you about like being in New York City it makes you cold, right? At least for me.
No, 100%.
when I fly out to different states or when I fly out to different countries,
it's a different frequency.
I am able to
energy.
just be like,
yeah, you relax. You just let 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
That's that feeling, 100%.
And then when I'm here, when I'm coming back here, it's like, man, back in this jungle, right, where you have this about you, right? Because you have to survive here. It kind of makes you feel like that.
But do we have to? Because I see people that grew up in the same spots as us but don't have it.
You know what? You correct. I'm gonna take that back.
No.
We don't have to, right? We do not have to. Mm-hmm. It was something that we thought we did because of the young ignorance.
Choice. You're right. We made a choice to kind of like the original be outside was hopping off the porch. And it's like, yo, bro, I'm gonna go to these parties, I'm gonna be around these people, and I know what it is. And it's like in that space, it's kind of like you made a choice with your emotions and your future self to say, yo, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to be in this zeitgeist, in this hype beast, in this good space. And the traits you develop still affect us to this day.
And I wanted to say too, when you're like 17, 18, 19, you're not really necessarily thinking. The skill set you're developing is more so street shit, right?
Yeah.
Just like when you see with these young dudes, they mostly developing the street shit from early age. They're not really trying to develop anything else, right? Yeah. So, like for myself, when I'm in that early age form, I can't knock nobody for developing that hardened stance.
No, 1,000%.
Because it kind of is the thing that guides you. You know what I'm saying?
It guides you so much that it's like, I will never tell a young boy, I gotta stop talking like Philly niggas, bro. I will never tell a young dude or a young nigga to not have that because having that almost gets you here to have this conversation. It's like it's I have survivor's remorse at times when it's like, yo, I'm able to have the conversation now. But we know there's certain people that aren't able to have the conversation. And some of them are still here, but they're not themselves. Like I put in a poem one time, like a lot of niggas have lost their beat. A lot of niggas have lost their beat. Some have lost their heart. Others have lost their life. Like certain niggas don't have a heart no more. They don't have no compassion for life no more. Like we know niggas that just roll up, smoke every day, go to work, hold a curry, go to Oxtail, go chill with two gal, bro, and just pray that yo, God bless them with another day. And there's nobody they're got no beef with them. Like nobody trying to kill them. They just don't have no ambition for life no more. So at times when I have conversation with women and they talk about like, yo, it's a tough space for us to love or understand or what's going on with the men nowadays, because the ones that have survived, it's like I don't have it. Sometimes I don't have advice for niggas. I don't got advice for myself sometimes. Where it's like, yo, how do we like? I struggle with the love and shit, and I feel like I can communicate. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't.
And you see why I told you I feel like relationships is going to be mostly cheating, right? Because you who could communicate, you who can communicate, me who's improving on communication, right? Yeah. And seeing that it still isn't working, right? To the point where I'm just like, to be honest, I'm not saying I'm giving up, but like I just more so I look at it like a pot of gold, man. If it finds me, right? But go ahead. No, go ahead. You want to say something? Go ahead.
All right, cheating. So my question in that aspect of it is like, do you think relationships going to be all cheating, or do you feel like you can't not cheat? Because at the end of the day, like we said, we create our own reality. Like I've had this thought process a lot. Like Vaughn, that's on the show a lot of times. Like she's probably like I've had to grasp the concept of like, all right, if I know that I'm not going to stay monogamous, what other options are there? Because it gets to a space where it's like, I can keep living this way. You know what I'm saying? Get a gal and then, you know what I'm saying, build a family. She be my BM. You grow, you evolve. You know what I'm saying? Do some real Jamaican shit. 20, 50 years. Eventually give her a ring after you had 3, 4 pick me. You know what I'm saying? Like, but what does that do to her? You know what I'm saying? And it makes me start to wonder, like, if we're looking for a real partner, you're looking for somebody to really build your life with. Like, what are the things that are blurred lines now? And what are the things that we can say, you know what, we could change that? Like,
you want to know. I had said to myself, right? I'm like, man, for a relationship to work, I'm thinking, let me completely eliminate my biggest distraction, which is other women, right? Okay. That is probably my biggest distraction, 100%. Right? Especially in a relationship type of a setting, right? Because when you're used to something, or when you're accustomed to being from playing this game of talking to numerous women, it's so easy to just talk.
No, yeah.
And it's so easy for a woman to listen, right?
No,
if you really know how to talk.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially when we're creatures of habit.
Yeah, so I have built that habit, and I'm trying to break it down to and then like, so I in my head I call it retire my jersey.
Okay,
right?
retire.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I can put it in the rafters. I ain't mad at that.
Put it in the
okay.
Retire my jersey. Say, you know, a lot has been accomplished.
Yeah.
And
that 2K jersey with the 2K number.
You feel me? Yeah. And trying the 100%. Yeah. You are my main focus. Not my main, but you are all I see in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say this: a relationship is two things. It's not two things. It's not just on us. It's on the other person we're talking to as well.
1,000%.
And I can say that because women that I talk to still is somewhat hood.
Yeah. Which I like. I'm not gonna listen. I still need a dash. I still need to dash the chicken spot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't eat there no more. Like I love the girls from the hood. You know what I'm saying? That's just from the neighbor, from the community. Pause. You know
pause.
Yeah, pause.
I'm not knocking them, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying they don't necessarily know of a nigga that's trying to do what I'm trying to do, right? And what I'm trying to say in. If I'm trying to keep it 100% honest communication, that's new to them as well too.
Which is real.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And some of them don't really know how to handle that. They don't know how to handle, like we all ask for these things, right? In our relationship, like, man, I want a man to really treat me good. I want a woman to really treat me good.
Can you handle it?
Can you really handle?
Or create the environment where it can continue to grow.
Exactly.
Because a lot of times I've seen it. I've had conversations with women that like, yo, I actually got the man. Like women have said they got the man that they prayed for, and they don't know what to do with it, and that's scary for them to a point that they start hitting back the dudes that don't text back and be consistent because it's like you don't. That's not that much work. It's a lot of work to kind of go in those spaces.
And you're gonna say something? Oh no, I was gonna say you're totally correct. So if this is something new to them, they're more than likely might fuck it up just as much as we would. You know what I'm saying?
So do you think it's a lack of grace, or is it just a lack of we're not being real what we really want? Like in a sense that we were talking about earlier, like we sitting here throwing out these tweets, talking about these emo songs, all type of crazy stuff, saying we want these things, we growing, we healing, but then in the day we going back into the spot. Like you know what I'm saying? We going back in those areas. Like is that? Do you feel like
I feel like I know what I want in the future. I feel like I know what I know where I should be heading. Yeah. I feel like I know my values. I know I should be an honest man, a married man. I should have like a family. I should have these things and I'm not saying it like it's owed to me. What I'm saying is that I'm capable of obtaining these things, right? So I could see myself in that light.
Yeah, just not now.
It's just, and it's not even not now, because I don't really believe in finding somebody tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then next week she has my kid, or
it takes time.
It takes time, and like me, I kind of feel like I'm now at the point where I got to race against my own time.
See, but I want to hit you with that. Like, who's the should? I know what the should. I know who created the should, and it should be, you know that. But I'm saying, like, right now, I really feel like we're in a different revolution. We're in a mental revolution. We're in a mental health revolution. We're in a love revolution. We're in an economical revolution where we're seeing crypto change things. We're seeing mental health awareness come off, and we're seeing with different viewpoints of love. So as we're in this space, I don't like taking it for granted. Like, that's what have been a big moment of clarity for me. Is just like, yo, like. If we got to say how we treat women, and I'm gonna take ownership. Say how we treat women right now is gonna reshape the next 10 generations of black men that grew up in our areas, based upon what we've done, because we're the internet era.
Yes.
We're the era that we created the memes, we created the tweets, we created the we lived it. What if we had that responsibility? What do you want to leave? I say, like, what would you want to leave in that? That's heavy, my fault.
No. I mean, it is, but like, if I could be honest with you,
funky.
If I could be so honest with you, right? Like, this is the part of me where it's like, when it's all said and done, I want it to be known that, like, yeah, that dude was that dude. That was that nigga. Like.
Cause don't get me wrong, you still gotta be that nigga.
Yeah,
like you can never not be that nigga.
Yeah,
That's
you feel me? I want it to be stated like, that was that nigga.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to improve the communication and the relationship between man and woman, in which is like, woman, you don't gotta be so hard. You don't gotta be so tough with us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Man, you gotta learn how to open up and appreciate and speak on your feelings and not hide from it. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
I would definitely like to shed some light on that. However, I'm not gonna lie. I am comfortable with them just saying like, yo, that boy Stifler, man, that's that nigga, man. You know what I'm saying?
So all right, we go right. I got two last questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this one. Would you rather have $1 million with no love, or would you have genuine, real love with somebody that you want to be with, and still be on the quest for your $1 million?
The second one. Why I'm gonna say that is because
you said that pretty fast. You're talking about an M. Untaxed too.
No.
Untaxed, like a straight M. Like
because I'm starting to believe back in myself. You just said we still chasing the M, right? It's not like if I just got with someone and now it's over. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, gotcha.
Because if that's the case, now I'm not chilling with that person at all. It's a dub city. I won't even lie to you, right? But why I say that is because like being in a relationship with someone you don't like is tough.
It is. I ain't gonna hold you.
Like, and a lot of motherfuckers is in relationships that they don't like. You feel what I'm saying to you?
That's a fact.
And like,
I've dealt with women that I really did not like her.
Yo, like, I'm saying, and I'm to speak for myself. I'm in the same boat, right?
I'll be like, yo, I really didn't even like her. I don't even know why I did that shit.
Exactly.
It's because the shoulds. It's like, oh, she fire, she got this, she did that, but deep down inside, she just wasn't my person.
You feel me? And you're there with someone you don't really like, and I get, like, to me, money will run out, especially like you just said, man. Listen, you give me an M, man. I probably got 250 set aside on some wild shit.
Oh, you gonna fuck up 1/4 for that shit?
Listen, me, I'm listening. I'm
you don't believe?
Yeah,
you,
listen, me. I'm wilding the fuck out.
Nigga,
you know what I mean?
Yo, all right. Me personally, I say at least set out 5 to 8% on the way to fuck up. Don't fuck up 25%.
Yeah, don't fuck up 25%.
Fuck up at least 10%.
Nah. Listen to me. I'm going to wild the fuck out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the funny thing about it is, I'm not going to buy none of those like high end clothes and none of that shit. It's just going to be wild new experience of just some wild shit. You know what I'm saying?
I think are the best, no matter what. I seen there's an ad going on right now. It's like, yo, when you're on your deathbed, you're not gonna think about you didn't get the new iPhone.
Of course,
you're gonna think about like I didn't go to Spain, I didn't go to
exactly,
Greece, I didn't go to
exactly.
Okay, so last question. What advice do you have for just young dudes right now that want to communicate with women better, that want to communicate to open up a little bit more? What's just like a tangible thing you feel like they can do? Like before they actually like to grow and evolve. Like go ahead.
I would say be honest. First and foremost, you gotta do some self that was the word I'm looking for. Shit.
Like self-reflection?
Self-reflection, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that word slipped me, but you gotta self-reflect on yourself, where you at, where it is that you want to be, where you want to get to.
Yeah.
What you're able to give in a relationship at this present moment in time. You get what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
Sometimes we will want a relationship or want someone, and we really don't have anything to give, and all we're gonna do in that relationship is just be taking the energy, taken from the next person, or complaining about some shit. So for me, I would say the first thing is just being true to yourself and just sitting down and talking to yourself. Then on top of that, after you do that, it's also about being honest with the person that you see yourself potentially talking to or want to be with. Mm-hmm. Like I said, being open and honest is probably the best thing, because like living in a lie with the person that you're trying to build with eventually the truth is going to come out, right? And then that's an embarrassing moment. You don't want to be looked at as a liar, especially for something a person could overlook. There's a lot of shit I see people overlooking out here. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of shit that people overlook, and then they'll go repost some shit that goes
against everything. They just look everything they're overlooking. You get what I'm saying to you?
And that's something that I
right because
but now we gotta wait to retire.
No, So no, I wanted to ask you, what do you what future do you envision?
Fuck up them comments. Let's fuck up them comments, yeah.
Of course.
Fuck up them comments.
No, of course.
Honestly, what future do I envision? For me personally, the future that I envision is a space of the ultimate truth.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and what does that
what
mean?
What it look like to me is like, let's get rid of that rug that got all the shit under it. Throw that shit to the laundromat. Mm-hmm. Let's understand like how we eating, how we developing, and how we growing, and let's understand that like, yo, bro, let me just be honest with this woman. I'm gonna keep it funky with her. But the thing about it is, it's like, if I don't like you, I don't like you. If I want to be with you, I want to be with you. If I want you to be one of the things, then you just one of the things. To me, that's the future I see. Just the ultimate truth for me. But I've come to learn that, like, just because I live my truth don't mean people won't live in a false reality. So, in any aspect, like I said, there's women that say lie to me, that means you love me. There's women that say give me the truth, that means you love me. My biggest simple thing is just like, I'm going to give the truth because that's what I need for me. So to me, disciplined, transparency, with a dash of toxic. That's the future to me. Because you're not going to get rid of the toxic shit. We're just not. I don't think that.
I don't think toxic and transparency goes together, right? And what I'm saying is, right, you have like, yes, you have some dudes that's players, right? But like
from the Himalayas.
Yeah, but like it takes a rare kind of dude to really play in front of his girl's face. But
why would that be the goal?
No, it's not the goal. No, what I'm trying to say is for me, transparency is this. If I'm transparent, right, you would know everything in which I am doing, right?
But it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
But my thing is, I will never let you know everything in what I'm doing, right?
See. No.
Because one, I do like space. I do like to be somewhat mysterious, but also two, I just feel like you knowing everything is just crazy. It's that straight critter though. You get what I'm saying?
Why is it crazy though?
Because
if this the person, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about just regular situation. This the person you're talking about, you sharing your life with. You really gonna put your life force in
because at times
you can't let her know what's up.
At times I'm doing some wild shit, right?
See, but
it's not no lack of discipline. It's that I am a human being, just like that person is a human being as well. I need them to know, like, listen, you ain't gonna know when I'm just scrolling on Twitter and I just so happen to see like girls like showing their ass or something.
And I was gonna leave this alone.
What?
You love the strip club.
Okay.
Yeah. Can your wife go with you to the strip club?
No.
What you? Hold on. Why y'all both say that simultaneously? Why can't your wife go to the strip club?
Me?
Yeah. To be honest, women throw money better than women are more fun in the strip club. For real, I like going to strip club with women more.
No. I mean.
Nah, you not bring your girl to the strip club? Yeah, you talk.
All right, so boom, right? So your wife versus your homegirl is two different things. You got that homegirl that's good with females because she's fun. Your wife, she's not the one you bring to the strip club. Because she's your wife, she will never be the one you take to the strip club.
See, that's that old shit, bro.
No, but
we don't live in this world no more.
Think about it though, bro. You want to make sure you're good on that.
You don't look.
No, because I don't want to bring my wife to the.
So your wife can't be fun?
I don't want to bring my wife to the den of sinners. I want my wife to be holy.
What? Nigga,
there you go.
Hold on.
This man is preaching.
Hold on.
This man is preaching. I'm not going against anything he's saying. He's right.
So the wife got to be holy. So she got to be holy to your sins.
She's the better version of me.
Oh God. Like, come on, bro.
She is the better version of me. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything that's mean or
I'm not
crazy.
saying this shit to be Jehovah himself, because that's not my position. Anybody understands. They know how I feel. All I'm simply saying is some of the biggest problems I have is, why is it that men are supposed to be the head of the household.
Of course.
And I strongly do believe that.
That's a Fendi fact.
And the lack of discipline is also eliminating some of the godliness of us.
But see this. Right?
So, as we eliminate some of the godliness of us, I'm not saying don't go to the strip club. But if I'm really going to be in my God being, then my wife could be next to me in that strip club because that's a part of my truth. That's what I'm saying.
No.
But what? Because I don't want to live in this image that my wife is something that she's not. Because we all have different versions of ourselves.
Think about yourself. You are the leader. You are the household leader, right?
Yeah.
But every leader has great advisors around them.
That's a fact. Mm-hmm.
Advisors are people who are knowledgeable, who know better.
Yes.
But you, just because you're the head, doesn't mean you are knowledgeable. You're just a person who has a control over the trigger, who has control over the button, right?
Yeah, you have a control of what delegates. 100%.
Right. So now, you want somebody who is the better version of you because guess what? You want to look for them for advice and where to go for morale. You don't want somebody next to you who's doing the same skis bad stuff that you trying to just like, yo, you do with your mans.
Let me say,
you don't want to marry your mans. You want to marry somebody who's going to make you better. Your bros are your bros for a reason.
You see,
your wife,
she's
supposed to make
my wife.
I agree and disagree at the same time.
My wife is the person that keeps me in check. I would hope, right?
Yeah.
Right. So you see how earlier you was talking about damn, what was you saying? It slipped me. But either way, I think you was talking about more so in relation to discipline, right?
Yeah.
The discipline aspect of it. And if I don't have the discipline, may she have that, right? Because I'm going to say this to you, and this is truth, right?
Yeah.
So far in life, I've made some good decisions, but more times than not, I pretty much made bad decisions, right?
Okay.
I fucked up, right?
Yin
Fucked
and
up.
yang. Uh-huh.
A lot of fuck up.
That's perspective.
If I had a woman to keep me in check at the time, there's a lot of fuck ups that I wouldn't have fucked up on. You get what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
I'm just.
No, I agree with you on that. But my thing about it also, you can't make that statement and then cuss a woman for when she try to keep you in check, and you be like, "Yo, you not my things, you not my girl." So at the end of the day, it has to be a balance because I've done it. I've done it.
Yes.
I've been like, yo, if I had a certain woman that like, yo, was there and they kept, you know what I'm saying, aligned with me, but then once they try to align, I'm quick to throw that card like, whoa, chill. We're not doing all of that.
You know, it's kind of like when a person is addicted to smoking, right? And they may want to be better. You may see that the smoking might be fucking them up, and when you try to take their cigarettes or their weed or whatever, they get all defensive. Any addiction at that time that you want to take from a person, there's going to be a struggle, right?
That's a transition.
Because as me and you, right? You know what I'm saying? All right, so check it, right? I had a girl, right?
Yeah.
And I used to leave her my credit cards, right? Because
good dude.
No, I'm telling you,
okay.
You leave it to me. I'm spending money on some dumb shit, right?
Yeah, you go fucking.
So
you say you got a mill. You fucking a quarter
I
mill
told
up,
you,
right?
right? So I give her these cards or whatever, and there was like a moment in time where I need my money, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't think this is smart. I said, shut the fuck up. These is my cards. Like, I gave them to you. Give me my fucking cards, right? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, bro.
That's the asshole version of me.
No, it's not
right?
that. It's a
right?
genuine, real emotion.
Right.
I laugh because I connected to that motion because I'm like, yo, there's that space. But it took a minute for you to get there.
Yeah, listen.
Continue. Go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead.
So it's like, man, like you're withholding my shit, right? And I need that shit, right? And the asshole person of me came out, right? So I can agree, like that goes against everything which we just stated, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when you're like, I don't want to make no excuse, but when you're really young, you're not really going to your wants and your needs somewhat don't really line up at times. You get what I'm saying to you?
Yo, you're human. You have grace for that. I get that. You're right.
And like I stated to you, so like, yes, I may want to be a good dude, right? Just like there was times in a relationship where I would say, I'm never going to cheat no more. I'm done cheating. I'm not doing this cheating shit. And then I go outside and a girl with a fat butt walks past, right? And I'm like, God damn it. Like, I gotta talk to this person, right? You know what I'm saying? Like that moment comes over me, right?
I'm not saying don't be a nigga, bro. I'm not saying don't be human. That's nigga shit. I won't argue with you on that. It happens.
It's just...
But just because you have the emotion on me, you don't have the action.
Of course. And what I'm trying to say is that I lack the discipline sometimes. And sometimes I did have the discipline in which I would say, fuck that person, right?
Yeah.
But then there was sometimes where, of course, I had to have to at least know your name.
But that's what I'm saying. We are lacking the discipline to keep the structure of what it's supposed to be. What I'm simply saying, and to the point you was making earlier, is that the reason why it's okay for my wife to be in a strip club is like the same way we talked about different personalities to form for different environments. If I know this is a version of me, and I know if I met her, that's what she was on, I'm not gonna bring my wife to the strip club if she wasn't on that. Like I've been around girls where it's kind of like some of the smartest girls I've been around they've been in the streets, they've been in the strip clubs, they've been in the brunches, they've been in these places. Doesn't mean she's not a good mother. Doesn't mean she don't know how to do.
That's a fact. No. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Or know about these interest rates or not good on the 9 to 5.
That's a fact.
The same way we were saying, nigga, we can stand on the couch and still have a 401k. They can have that balance too. So I'm not saying that she's supposed to be there all the time, but I have to relinquish this image of like my wife has to be this. This like Saint Marie virgin, white dress, can't do this, can't smoke, can't drink, can't do like.
Once I got past 25, all that went out the window. I kind of went
out the window, and it also went out the window when I started having a conversation with my mom, and I'm like, hold on, you was, and then you realize that she started to paint that picture too for your pops because they gotta live in the my gal out of room I did this and my gal out of room I did this, and it's like where's the balance? If you get the one that can do it, it's tapped in that world. Why run from it? What if your wife smack ass better than you?
No. You listen to me. You might be right. You're right about that.
But just say. But what you're saying, your no has nothing to do with if she's good in that environment. Not. It has to do with the reality of you don't want to merge your two worlds because you want your heaven and you want your hell.
Yes, there you go. I was about to say I don't want her to see me more so how I'm interacting in that environment, because I'm not gonna lie to you, man.
Eventually, that environment is gonna destroy your household,
and that's why eventually I will have to leave that environment completely. You're right. No, you're right about that. But it's then deciding which one is worth more to me. Is it the family or is it the fun? You know what I'm saying?
Which is
I'm not.
It's giving. I want the cake and eat it too, because like you have to be in a stage where you get through certain things to prepare for marriage. Once you get into marriage, it's like, oh, okay, it's you and I. You know, we are one. It's not like, oh, I jumped into hell or I jumped into heaven. You want to live heavenly in one. That's the whole. I hope the purpose of being partnership with somebody.
You're right, but the thing about it is, to keep it funky, in my culture, we care more about weddings than marriage, and that's just the truth. I feel like in my culture, in the sense of I've seen men like culture, you're talking about. I'm saying in the Jamaican culture that I've experienced, we talk about that. Like I've been to more baby showers than weddings.
That's a fact.
Like we care more about prolonging life than the commitment of man and woman for eternity living on. It's more of like, huh?
Like the celebration.
Yeah, like in the aspect of it, it's like, you know what? I gave you your listen. Like I've seen it. My grandmother was simply happy with my dad because my mom got the ring. She got the white dress. She got the reception. She got the honeymoon. Once my dad kind of did that, he's kind of like, all right, my job is done. Like, leave me alone. Like, and those aspects, that's what I'm saying. How do we change that? Because so many times, and then my grandmother's response to my mom is more like, look at how many women didn't get that. So ush and be happy. So to me, it's more of just like, as we start to embark on this world of what it is new to be, some of these marriages that we're looking on, we talk about that we admire are not what we think they are. So if we really want this love that we talk about, what does it look like?
You gotta pick and choose. I feel like you can't get you're right about that, because you get the magical wedding of your dreams, but the marriage is trash. Or you get the person of your dreams, but the person never comes up with the wedding of your dreams.
I guess it's also separating what's fantasy and what's real.
But then now you're dealing with two people's fantasies and two people's realities, and that's what we're talking about. Where it's kind of like, there's women out there like, yo, I cannot wait to go to strip club with my husband, and you're like, yo, my wife got to stay home because. And my thing is like, yo, if she don't like the strip club, she don't got to be there. But if you know your wife love the strip club, and you at the strip club, Yo, what if she got that same little side that you talking about? Y'all could both revel in y'all little devilish side.
I mean,
go to the bathroom, get real wacky, and then go pay the babysitter and be good parents.
You are correct.
That's what all I'm simply saying.
You are correct.
All I'm simply saying is that could be a reality.
You are correct. I'm just stating on myself that because I'm a dog at times, right? That I'm gonna want to be in that spot. You feel me? Okay. Just doing some dog activities, and that's just me being honest, right? But if I am, fully committed or whatever,
that's it. So, you know what I'm saying? Your moment of clarity is I'm a dog sometimes, and I want to be in my space when I want to. Listen, listen
to me. That's my moment of clarity. If I have to be honest with myself, because I do not want to lie to nobody.
That's your moment of
clarity. I falter. I look at numerous women at times.
You're not wrong for that.
No.
No.
Do what you're gonna do. I'm just saying. I would have to be honest with myself, right?
Okay.
That yes. I do think about marriage and the possibilities of settling down. Mm-hmm. However, 5 minutes later, I see something that looks good. Those thoughts might not necessarily be there. Mm-hmm. You feel me? And it's more so about wanting to get to know someone and wanting to interact and seeing how things will go. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But it's. Let me tell you one last thing before I just want to say this, right? As human beings, right? Mm-hmm. Our main goal in life, before the government created jobs, mm-hmm. before before all these gender roles,
talk your shit.
Men and women were put on this planet to explore.
Yes.
I feel like we were supposed to explore Alaska. We were supposed to go and interact with all different people, right? Mm-hmm. And with this interaction, sometimes may lead to fornication or whatever, right? Love making, however, right?
Me and you, baby, nothing but mammals. Let's do it like we do on Discovery Channel. I hear you. Let's get it.
We need to stop belligerent people or making them feel lowly of themselves because they are doing what God has sent them here for in the first place.
Yo, bro,
that's all I want to say.
Yo, cool. That's it.